look at the recommendations that has been made by the committee in the report, Madam Speaker. The committee is very clear. Until when you see a member, a petitioner, bringing an amendment on the floor of the House on a report that has been made by a committee, it means it has not met the expectations of the petitioner, Madam Speaker. But it is the committee that has engaged the public. It is the committee that has engaged the people who are affected. It is the committee who has engaged the petitioners, Madam Speaker. But when you bring here amendment, it means you want to introduce things that have not been raised by the petitioners, things that have not been raised by the public that were engaged, things that has not been raised by the affected people, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, look at this report. It says, Roman 1, recommendations. The official receiver speeds up the process of liquidation and report to the National Assembly within a reasonable time. What does that mean, Madam Speaker? A receiver manager that has been appointed to handle this matter. What I think, what is on the ground is that this company, Saiton, might be having a lot of assets that needs to be liquidated, that might be used to pay the people whose money has been lost, Madam Speaker. Why don't we give time to the receiver manager to report? Number two, the report says that the Capital Markets Authority fast-track the alternative funds regulation. That means the CMA has failed its duties. How did the Capital Markets Authority allow people's money to be collected haphazardly, and then they want Parliament to go and look for that money on their behalf? Madam Speaker, this country, we have a constitution. We have laws in place, Madam Speaker. The institutions that are mandated to implement the constitution and the laws must work. If it is the DCI, if it is the CMA, if it is the central bank, Madam Speaker, it is not the responsibility of Parliament to go and look for people's money in the streets, Madam Speaker. The responsibility of Parliament is to legislate and do regulations for those institutions. Give them teeth to bite, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when institutions fail and you want Parliament to come in and look to do their work, Madam Speaker, then we should abolish those institutions, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I know many Kenyans have lost their monies in different schemes, and I sympathize with them and empathize with them. But the people I am angry with today are the people or the institutions that are mandated to do that work of investigating, of looking for those monies, of regulating, supervising those institutions that collect money. These institutions, these companies that collect people's money, Madam Speaker, don't operate in other countries. They operate within the borders of this country, Madam Speaker. And these institutions have all the powers to conduct, to do supervision, to make sure that monies collected from the public are useful. So, Madam Speaker, as far as I know, Mr. Edwin Dande is a very brilliant man, as has